Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Here it's Rock and Roll Spot Gotcha with the latest edition of Building the Team. Now we've taken a few weeks off. No game this past week, and then the sealed event before that. So yeah, we've had some build. We haven't had Building the Team in a while. So let's get to it. The build was 400 points. Nobody over 100 points. So, first off, we've got ourselves a Batman family team. We're going to start things off here with Bruce Wayne, who's become kind of a fixture on Batman teams of late. That's Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond. He comes in at 40 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, as well as Batman Family, Gotham City Detective, and future keywords. We got a trait. Very good then, Mr. McGinnis. During force construction, you may choose another character with the Batman Family keyword to become Bruce Wayne's apprentice. Note the fact that you can. You don't necessarily have to, but you can. Alright, so, looking at the dial itself, we've got at the very end of the dial on speed, a click of flurry. On attack, we've got a special power. I accept nothing short of excellence. Once per turn, when Bruce Wayne's apprentice would miss an attack, you may re-roll that attack roll. If you do, and Bruce Wayne's apprentice is named Batman Beyond, increase the results of the attack roll by +1. Okay. On the same dial as flurry, we've got a click of precision strike. On defense, we've got 3 clicks of combat reflexes. Always nice. On defense, on the last defense click, we've got a special power. Don't forget about the dog. It's a stop click. Combat reflexes, and when it's first revealed, you generate an ace bystander. Now, the ace bystander has charge, precision strike, defend, battle fury, and improved movement ignores characters. Okay. Then on damage, we open up with a special power. Welcome to my world. Outwit. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose that Bruce Wayne can't use Outwit. If you do, Bruce Wayne's apprentice can use Outwit until your next turn. And to be fair, in all honesty, it's probably going to be Red Hood that gets the nod for being the apprentice. Bit of an odd pick, especially when he's with everyone else in the set on the team. Anyway, next up we've got Batgirl. There's one of 2 Batgirls on the team. This is the Stephanie Brown Batgirl. She comes in at 50 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, so purple stealth, yay. She got the Batman Family, Birds of Prey, Detective, and Gotham City keywords. On speed, we open up with charge, which gives way to sidestep. That then gives way to I can do it on my own. Special power. The first time this click is revealed each game, stop turning the dial. And if Batgirl is the only character on your force, immediately turn her to click 1. This power can't be ignored. So, potentially speaking, you can get her all the way back up to top dial. Alright, on attack, we open up with Quake, that gives way to Smoke Cloud. On defense, we open with Toughness, that gives way to Combat Reflexes. And on damage, we've got Probability Control, which we open up with. Probability Control is always a good thing to have. Next up, we've got a new addition to the Batman family. The Signal. The Signal comes in at 60 points. It's got the Batman Ally team ability, as well as improved movement ignores hindering terrain, and the Batman Family, Gotham City, and martial artist keywords. He's got 2 traits. First off is the Day Shift. It's a free action. Until your next turn, the Signal has improved targeting ignores hindering terrain, and characters within line of fire can't use stealth. This includes friendly characters. Now, that's characters within his line of fire, not just within his range. Meaning, he can bust stealth for the entire map. Depending on how much blocking terrain there is, he can really bust some stealth. But if someone with stealth somehow has a blocked line of fire to him, well, they can still use it. Next up, we have the trait Metahuman Amplifier. Adjacent characters modify damage by +1. This includes opposing characters, so you want to be careful about getting him too close to an opponent. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with some hypersonic speed. That gives way to charge, which then gives way to leap climb. On attack, we open up with precision strike, which then gives way to an incap. On defense, we open up with toughness, which then gives way to combat reflexes. On damage, we open up with probability control. Always, which, hey, one probability control is good, 2 are even better. And then finish up the dial with a couple clicks of Perplex. Alright, next up we've got another Batgirl. This is Batgirl in her more recent costume. It was from one of the organized play kits, if I remember correctly. Anyway, Batgirl comes in at 75 points and has the Batman ally team ability, so again, perma stealth. We've got the Batman family, Birds of Prey, Detective, and Gotham City keywords. Okay. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with the special power Bat Cycle on speed. Batgirl can use Running Shot, the carry ability, and improved movement ignores characters. Okay. That gives way to Leap Climb. And then on attack, we open up with Energy Explosion, which then gives way to Smoke Cloud. On defense, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Willpower. And then on damage, we open up with special power Eidetic Memory for strengths and weaknesses. Batgirl can use Perplex. When she does and targets another friendly character, choose either Empower or Enhancement, and the targeted character can use the chosen power until your next turn. Okay. That can be very good. Moving on, we've got the Red Hood, who will, like I said, who I'm thinking is going to end up being the Bruce Wayne's apprentice for this lineup. Alright, so the Red Hood comes in at 75 points, has the Outsiders and Batman ally team abilities. Now, Outsiders works like so. At the beginning of your turn, you pick an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire, and you pick a character within it doesn't have to be an opposing character. Pick a character within 6 squares in line of fire, and they cannot have any of their combat values modified until your next turn. Now, perks to that. It pretty much turns off initial deflection, combat reflexes. If on your opponent's previous turn they were like, oh yeah, I'm going to perplex this guy, I'm going to use 3 perplexes on this guy's defense. You're like, no you're not. They're gone. Also, if your opponent has someone with enhancement or empower, it won't work with that character on their next turn. Or at least until the person with the outsider team ability is gone. And so yeah, and you can also target yourself, or friendly characters. So, there are, not really sure why you would, but yeah. Well, to get rid of, actually, I know exactly why you would. If one of the team was targeted with opposing Perplex and had an attack combat, you perplex down. You unperplex it. Also, we would turn off close and range combat expert for the specific character. It's done at the beginning of the turn, so you can't just be like, oh yes, I've moved around with this character, and now I decide to turn off your modifiers. No. You gotta turn off their modifiers. All right, so Red Hood has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. He also has the Batman family, outlaws, and martial artist keywords, and he has three, yes, three traits. First off is Dark Trinity. When he attacks, he modifies his attack by +1 for each other friendly character with the Outlaws keyword adjacent to the target. There are none on the team with the Outlaws keyword aside from Red Hood, so that's not going to work. That's not going to be an issue. Next, sometimes I just do things to annoy people. When Red Hood hits one or more characters after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 4 or a 5, a hit character modifies attack -2 until your next turn. On a 6, all hit characters modify attack -2 until your next turn. And he's got 2 targets, so yeah. That can be very useful too. Next up, strict rule from Batman. No killing. Unless Red Hood's the only character on your force, when he would KO an opposing character with an attack, instead that character is not KO'd and is turned to their last non-KO click and heal Red Hood 1 click. Okay. Alright, so looking at the dial, we open up with some running shot. That gives way to sidestep, then some plasticity, back to sidestep, and we end with running shot. The dial actually mirrors itself. The back half of the dial mirrors the first half of the dial. It's actually really cool. We open and end with Energy Explosion on a 12 attack. Then the second and next to last click, we have Nothing with an 11. And the mid 2 clicks, we've got Poison with a 10 attack. Defense, we open up with an 18 on defense and with toughness. We also end on an 18 defense with toughness. Then it's a 17 defense with toughness. Then 17 defense with combat reflexes. And we open up blank on damage. That gives way to 3 damage. Well, he's got 3 damage the entirety of his dial, which is quite nice. But 3 damage to exploit weakness, then 2 clicks of probability control, and back to exploit weakness. Very nice. I used him in the sealed event, and he was actually really good. And finally, we've got ourselves Nightwing. You're probably wondering why he isn't the apprentice, or Bruce Wayne's apprentice. Mainly it's because he doesn't open with outwit, he does click into it, so he can get outwit. He doesn't need Bruce Wayne's outwit to do. So yeah. Anyway, Nightwing comes in at 100 points and has the Batman Ally Team ability. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. And he has Batman Family, Batman Incorporated, Bloodhaven, Detective, Martial Artist, and Police keywords, and the trait, The Enemy of My Enemy. Once per game, give Nightwing a free action to place a Tony Zuko bystander token in an adjacent square, as included with this card. Tony Zuko. He's got toughness and a special damage power, Atonement, which allows him to use Perplex and Support. Actually got a lot of Perplex in this. I'm digging it. I'm really digging this. Alright, so we open up with a special power on speed, Flying Grayson. Nightwing can use Charge and Flurry. Nightwing can target opposing characters with close combat attacks regardless of elevation. That right there, that's so great. Anyways, Flying Grayson gives way to Charge. Then on attack, we open up with Incapacitate, which gives way to Smoke Cloud. On defense, first off, he's Indomitable, always a good thing, built-in willpower. But we open up with a special defense power, Second City Saint. Nightwing can use combat reflexes and defend. When Nightwing is the target of a ranged combat attack, he can use Super Senses. Okay. Next, we've got combat reflexes. That gives way to regeneration. And then while we open up blank on damage, he just click into Outwit and then Close Combat Expert. Okay, that's the Batman Family team. And now, from DC to Marvel, got ourselves a Weapon X team. We're going to open up with Dr. Killebrew. He was one of the doctors who worked on Deadpool. Anyway, Killebrew comes in at 35 points. He's got the Weapon X and Scientist keywords. Then he's got, on speed, a couple clicks of stealth and a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, he's got a full dial of special power, Mutation Enhancement. When an adjacent friendly character hits, if its attack value is higher than its printed value, increase the damage dealt to one hit target by 1. Okay, alright. Probably going to be, just sticking him with Dark Deadpool and Deadpool, but, I want to keep him out of the way. Then we got nothing on defense. We open up without wit on damage. That gives way to the special damage power, Late Redemption. Dr. Killebrew can use Perplex, but only to increase combat values. Dr. Killebrew can use support, and when he does, replace his attack value with his target's attack value. Okay, alright. And then he clicks into that. He doesn't start with it. Next up, we've got Aurora. Best known for her time with Alpha Flight. But she did have a long-running affiliation with the Weapon X program. Unfortunately for her. Unfortunately for her, that is. That she was not treated well by the program. Anyway, Aurora comes in at 65 points. Has the Alpha Flight, Speedster, and Weapon X keywords. She opens up with a special power on speed, moving too fast for you to breathe. Aurora can use hypersonic speed. When she does and hits a standard character with a close combat attack, you may choose to deal no damage. If you do, after action is resolved, place the hit character in a square adjacent to Aurora and give it an action token. Okay, I can definitely see the use here. You, basically, you run her out, hit someone, and then bring them back to be beaten down by everybody else. Anyways, that clicks into Flurry. Then on defense, we open up with Toughness, which gives way to Super Senses. And after Aurora, we've got North Star, her brother. North Star is also best known for his time with Alpha Flight, and also for being the first openly gay superhero. Look it up, it's true. Or at least, or if anything, the first openly gay mainstream one. Anywho, Northstar comes in at 65 points. He's got the Alpha Flight, Speedster, Weapon X, and X-Men keywords, which fits as he was a long-standing member of the X-Men for a while. Then we've got, opening up on speed, we have the special power, Supersonic Punch. Northstar can use hypersonic speed. When he does, if he moves in a direct line before the close combat attack, he may choose to knock back the hit character a number of squares equal to half the number of squares he moved through, and give it an action token. He's got 12 move speed, so if you were to run him up straight up, 12 squares, hit with a close attack, then you could knock the opposing character back 6 squares. I can see the use, but it's definitely useful. But only if you only if he's there alone, basically. That gives way to Flurry. Then on defense we got Super Senses, which gives way to Toughness. Okay, kind of reverse of his sister style. At least on defense. Alright, next up we've got Deadpool. Deadpool comes in at 75 points. Get back here. There we go. Yeah, Deadpool comes in at 75 points. And he's got the X-Men team ability, as well as the Deadpool Core, Heroes for Hire, Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men, and Assassin keywords. We open up with the trait I've always loved you, Logan. Friendly characters named Wolverine can use Mastermind, but only to choose Deadpool. When Deadpool hits an opposing character named Wolverine, after resolutions, remove all action tokens from Deadpool. Okay. Look at the dial. We've got a couple clicks of charge, a couple clicks of sidestep, then a couple clicks of phasing. On attack, we've got 4 clicks straight of blades. On defense, we open up with 2 clicks of toughness, then 3 clicks of combat reflexes, followed by a final click of the special power. Knock it off. I'm trying to grow back limbs here. The stop click. Regeneration. Once per game, when Deadpool uses regeneration, instead of rolling a d6, you may roll 2d6 and have that result, and then heal it. As it's a stop click, you heal 1 less. Okay. On damage, we open up with Perplex, then go to Probability Control, then back to Perplex, then back to Probability Control, and then the last 2 clicks are Ranged Combat Expert. Okay. Next up, we've got Wolverine. This Wolverine is from the same organized play kit as the Deadpool we just looked at. In fact, most of this force is figures from organized play kits, and half my Batman Family one is also organized play kit figures. Anyway, so Wolverine comes in at 75 points and has the X-Men team ability. He's also got the Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men, and Martial Artist keywords. And we have a trait. I've always hated you, Wade. Friendly characters named Deadpool can use Mastermind, but only to choose Wolverine. When Wolverine hits an opposing character named Deadpool, after resolutions, remove all action tokens from Wolverine. Okay. And we've got a couple clicks of charge, a couple clicks of sidestep, and a couple clicks of flurry. Again, 4 straight clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defensively speaking, first off, he's got Indomitable, so yay. On defense, it's added Indomitable. We got a couple clicks of toughness, a few clicks of combat reflexes, and finally, at the ass end, the special defense power, healing factor working overtime. And it's the same as the knock off I'm trying to grow back limbs here power. It's a stop click, and with regeneration, and once per game, Wolverine can roll two dice and have that result. You gotta be careful of that because you can roll Snake Eyes and be stuck healing nothing. On damage, we open up with Exploit Weakness, which gives way to Outwit, back to Exploit Weakness, then back to Outwit, and then 2 clicks at the end of Battle Fury. Okay. And rounding this team out, we've got Dark Deadpool, which I've been wanting to use for quite some time, just because I love the way he looks. All black, and wielding a chainsaw. Alright, so Dark Deadpool comes in at 85 points, has the Deadpool core, Weapon X, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Soldier keywords. Alright, so look at the dial, we open up with special power. Surprise! You're dead. Dark Deadpool can use Stealth. Give Dark Deadpool a free action to roll a d6, then place him in any square within half the result. Okay, alright. That gives way to charge and then back to Surprise You're Dead. On defense, or on attack, you open up with a couple clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, then a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, then a few clicks of Pulse Wave. Defensively speaking, we open up with Toughness, then switch to Combat Reflexes, then back to Toughness, then back to Combat Reflexes, and then we got a few clicks of Regeneration. On damage, we open with Shape Change. That gives way to a few clicks of Exploit Weakness, and then a few clicks of Shape Change. Alright, that's our Weapon X team. Now, moving on, we got ourselves a Teen Titans team, which is actually something I have not built for building a team, at least if I have, it's been a very long while since I did. So, without further ado, we're going to open up with Power Girl. This is actually one of the new figures from DC Rebirth. In fact, the entire team is made up of figures from DC Rebirth. So Power Girl comes in at 50 points and has a Titans team ability. The way that works is you have to have two characters adjacent to one another, both with the Titans team ability. You give one a power action, and then you heal the other one click. After that, you roll a d6. I think it's on a 1 or a 2, or maybe it's on a 5 or either a 6 or a 5 and a 6. 5 or 6. You don't take one click of unavoidable damage. Anyway, she's got the Star Labs, Teen Titans, and Scientist keywords, as well as the trait Titans Reborn. When Power Girl is given a move action after resolution, she can use a Titans team ability at no cost. And to be honest, all 6 members of all the figures on the team have that trait. Look at the dial. We got us a few. She's a flyer, so that's a plus. Got a few clicks of charge, followed by some plasticity. Then we got a few clicks of super strength, followed by quake. Which quake and plasticity are a really good combination because you can basically get a whole bunch of. You can set her down when she's got quake. She can just plop down right in the middle of a whole bunch of opposing figures, and just try and get away. Anyway, on defense, toughness all straight down the dial, and on damage, we've got 3 clicks of perplex to start off with, and that's all for her dial. Next up, we've got ourselves Beast Boy, who I previously highlighted on my Rebirth highlights video. I really like the sculpt. So, Beast Boy comes in at 60 points. It has a Titans team ability. Yeah. Then we got ourselves a couple traits. First off, Titans Reborn, like the rest. Then we have my parents turn me into a green monkey to cure me. Now here we are. Free action. Choose one animal and Beast Boy can use the corresponding effects until your next turn. Eagle. Precision strike, flight, tiny size. Gorilla. Super strength, quake. Improved movement ignores elevated terrain. Octopus. Flurry, plasticity, and fish symbol. Okay. T-Rex. Blaze Claws, Fangs, Battle Fury, and Giant symbol. Okay, alright. Then we got a few clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of precision strike. Nothing on attack, as his attack bars were all given to him by the various animals. Except for Octopus doesn't give him one, but oh well. Then on defense, we've got a few clicks of toughness, followed by a few clicks of super senses. On damage, we get a few clicks of shape change, followed by a couple clicks of perplex. Okay. Next up, we've got Raven. Alright, so Raven comes in at 65 points, has the Titans team ability and the Mystics team ability, and she also has the Titans Reborn trait, and the Teen Titans Monster and Mystical keywords. Alright, so, looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of the special speed power, Traveling Through My Soul Self, Phasing Teleport Stealth. Passengers 3, but only to carry characters that share a keyword with her regardless of flight symbol. Okay. So she can carry flyers. That's good to know, especially with Beast Boy. If you got Beast Boy on turned into an eagle, she can carry. After that, we got a couple clicks of stealth. Attack opens up blank but goes into a couple clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a couple clicks of Steel Energy. On defense, we open up with Super Senses. That gives way to Energy Shield Deflection. And then we get ourselves a couple clicks of Regeneration. Finally, on damage, we open up with a special power, Imparting My Soul Self to Others. Perplex, Probability Control, and Support. Okay, alright. That gives way to a click of Perplex and then a couple clicks of Outwit. Alright. Next up, we've got Nightwing, who I also used during the sealed event. I love that sculpt. There's a reason why, however, I'm using that Nightwing on the Titans team instead of just saying screw it up, build a Titans team and use OP Kit Nightwing. We'll get into that here in a second. So Nightwing comes in at 75 points, or 50, but I'm using it at 75. He has the Batman Ally and Teen Titans team abilities. He's also got improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. And he has the Titans Reborn trait, as well as the Batman Family, Teen Titans, and Martial Artist keywords. Now, the big thing here is that, like I said, the reason I'm not using this Nightwing, my current, which is probably my favorite at the moment, or at least I feel like it is the opportunity to really sit down and look over all the dials of all the Nightwings. But that Nightwing does not have the Teen Titans team keyword. So, anywho, moving on. Looking at Nightwing's dial, we've got a few clicks of Running Shot followed by a few clicks of Flurry. On attack, we got a few clicks of Incapacitate. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Energy Shield Deflection followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. And on damage, we open up with the special power, does your utility belt still have a fax machine too? Leadership. Free action, give Nightwing a free action and choose one. Close Combat Expert, Range Combat Expert, Perplex, or Outwit. Nightwing can use the chosen power until your next turn. Okay. Now, one thing is that he starts with that, so if you were to say, have him on a Batman Family team and make him Bruce Wayne's apprentice, you constantly just have Bruce Wayne not be able to use Outwit, and Nightwing could then use Outwit, and he could also be like, okay, well, I can use Outwit, and I can choose Close Combat Expert, Range Combat Expert, or Perplex. So, yeah. Then that gives way to regular Perplex. So, yeah. Next up, we've got Cyborg. First off, I love that sculpt. I seriously do. I seriously love it. And this is a common figure. It's so nice to see a common figure get some sculpt love. So, generally speaking, the higher the rarity, the better the sculpt. So, yeah. Anyway, Cyborg comes in at 75 or 50 points. He's got the Teen Titans team ability, as well as the Justice League, Teen Titans, and Robot keywords, and of course the Titans Reborn trait. So, looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep. That's speed covered. On attack, we open up with the special power Sonic Arm Cannon, Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Cyborg uses it to target a single opposing character, he has knockback. Okay. So that's attack. Yeah. Then on defense, he's indomitable. Always a good thing. He's got invulnerability followed by toughness. On damage, we open up with enhancement, which gives way to perplex. Okay. Alright. Also, he does 3 damage from click 1 all the way to his last click. So I'm liking that quite a bit. I also love the fact that we got a Cyborg with both the Teen Titans and Justice League keywords, because we should have both. Anyway, closing things out, we got ourselves Ravager. This is Rose Wilson, who is the daughter of Slade Wilson, better known as Deathstroke the Terminator. And she, for a brief period, was a member of the Titans. After having fought them a little bit with her father. But she broke away from her father and joined the Titans. But before that, she had also kind of been staying with the Titans as like a ward of sorts. She was part of. Well, she was still a child, legally speaking. She was still a minor at the time. So yeah. I'm not entirely sure why she was staying with the Titans, but she was part of their support staff basically. But when that Titans lineup came to an end, she ended up being adopted by foster parents. Then Slade hired his brother secret hired his brother to kill the foster parents and kidnap Rose. And then instead of paying his brother, Slade kills his brother. And kind of as a means of rescuing Rose. And then they worked together a couple times, but he was unimpressed and was very clear about this. And so, kind of what they had this long drawn out argument, and she finally was like, what's it going to take for you, for you to accept me? And she stuck a knife in her friggin' eye, the same eye, basically the same eye that he had, that he lost. She's it was like, I think he was like, okay, well that was pretty metal. All right, I'll give you some more I'll give you a few more chances then. Anywho, moving on. She comes in at 75 points, has the Teen Titans team ability, as well as the Teen Titans Assassin martial artist keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain, and the two traits. Remember, we're getting paid here. When Ravager KOs one or more opposing characters with an attack, actual resolutions heal Ravager 2 clicks. Okay. And Titans Reborn like everybody else. Alright, so look at the dial. We open up with a click of Charge, followed by a couple clicks of Flurry and a couple clicks of Sidestep. Then, on attack, we open up with Blaze Claw's Fangs, which gives way to Precision Strike. On defense, again, she's Indomitable as well. It opens up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Super Senses. Then on damage, we open up with a special power, Precognitive Senses. This gives her Exploit, Perplex, and Probability Control, but only to reroll attacks she makes or that target her. So yeah, if Wolverine rolls up on her, takes a swipe with his claws, you're like, whoa. And there, that's double sixes. Oh no, you can re-roll that motherfucker. And then if she rolls up on Deadpool and rolls Snake Eyes, like we're gonna re-roll that. But that's like I said, it's only as it mentions, it's only for her to re-roll attacks that she makes or that target her. So if Deadpool rolls up on Cyborg, well, yeah. Raven's going to have to cover it, to be perfectly frank. Anyway, that Precognitive Senses gives way to a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. And that is it for this edition of Building the Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put up new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. And this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.